In this video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best value cards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. What I do mean by value card is every single card in this top 10 is going to have extremely good value, which means how good they are in game and for how much MT they go for. So for example, you got Dark Matter AK-47 here, who's only about 90 to 95k, and if you were to compare him to even Invincible LeBron, who might be better than him or on the same level, AK is a much better value card than Invincible LeBron because he pretty much does everything LeBron does, maybe at a higher level. Even if it's at a lower level, he's going to be so much cheaper. And I love Invincible LeBron, that's my favorite card in the game currently, but I do think AK is a better value card. So that's kind of how I'm ranking it, for this top 10. So like I said, number one here, not ranked in order, specifically, just going to be the top 10 best value cards. I got AK here starting us off because he is such a good value card at that shooting guard position. He's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan. You can still run him at small forward if you want, just like LeBron or Scottie Pippen. You can play them at small forward. They're definitely tall enough, have the defense and size, but they're so much better at shooting guard. And the thing about AK is he's probably got a better release than LeBron. He's got better dribble sigs. He plays just as good as defense. I mean, AK has a legit argument to be made over Invincible LeBron, and he's what, 500,000-600,000 MT cheaper, and he's going to be so good value at that shooting guard position. He plays really good defense. He's super athletic. He's got a great jump shot, really good dribble sigs. I mean, this AK card is so overpowered at shooting guard that I think he is definitely a top 10 value card currently in my team. Next card here though is going to be Dark Matter Jonathan Isaac, another really good card for only about 70 to 80k. He's 6'11" at small forward, 7'2" wingspan, just like Jonathan Isaac, gives you that elite level defense with a 98 block, 97 steal, 97 perimeter, 97 interior defense. He's also going to be super quick and athletic, 94 speed, 94 acceleration, 95 vertical, 90 strength, and has every single Hall of Fame defensive badge. I don't mind his jump shot. I think it's somewhat decent. Maybe not my favorite release in the game. It's not the quickest or the easiest to time at. It's not the easiest to time, but it's not bad. It's a solid jump shot, got some pretty good dribble sigs, and also basically maxed out defensive tendencies. I think if you're looking for a small forward, Jonathan Isaac probably going to be your go-to option. But speaking of small forward, I mean, I think Lauri Markkanen is on that Jonathan Isaac type of level. I mean, he's 7 foot at the 3, 7'4" wingspan. I mean, that in itself is super overpowered. Also, the fact that he's got a great player model. Isaac only weighs 210, where Lauri Markkanen weighs 240 and has a much wider player build. Jonathan Isaac definitely going to be the better defender. I think Lauri Markkanen's got the better jump shot, and then they kind of move very similar, but this Lauri card just plays so overpowered in game. He can bully down low, he can defend really well, he's got great defensive animations, he's really good at getting to the basket, has great dunk packages, and once again, he's going to be super cheap, only about 25k, maybe 20,000 MT compared to Jonathan Isaac, who's about 70 to 80k. So yes, Isaac's probably the better small forward, but Lauri Markkanen's going to be a pretty decent amount cheaper. So if you're looking for a really budget small forward, I think Lauri Markkanen is one of your go-to options. Now talking about some other really good value cards at the point guard spot is going to be Dark Matter Ron Artest, a point guard shooting guard, 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan. And like I've always said about Ron Artest, he's one of the best defensive point guards in my team, especially on the ball, guarding the perimeter. He's got a 99 steal, 99 lateral quickness, 99 perimeter. Then he's also got a 98 block and a 98 interior defense, which makes this card just all around elite on the defensive end. He's got pretty good Hall of Fame defensive badges, and he's not just a defender. They also gave this card an elite level jump shot with the Marco Fultz base, the Rudy Gay upper on very quick timing. He's also got the Trey fade, D-Mitch size up, Trey escape, and the Dame behind the back. So he can drive to the basket, he can knock down threes, he can defend at a super high level. And this card's only about 75k, maybe 70 to 80k, kind of in that price range. And I think that's really good value for Dark Matter Ron Artest. Talking about another card that I think's on that Ron Artest type of level, and that's Dark Matter Vince Carter. He's 6'6" at the 2, 6'9" wingspan. He's actually become a lot cheaper recently. He's only about 65 maybe k, 70k, somewhere in that range. And I think for that price is a really good value shooting guard, a guy that's going to bring great offense to the table with a 99 driving dunk, 99 vertical, 97 speed, 97 acceleration. We know Vince is going to get some of the craziest and best dunk packages. He dunks on 2 people, he gets and ones, he can finish at the rim. He's also got front clutches, so he barely ever gets blocked. And then one of the more underrated things about Vince Carter is probably this jump shot. He's got the Kyle Kuzma base, the Vince Carter upper on very quick timing. I think is a super easy jump shot to green with, and then also does have the Steve Francis size up and the John Wall escape. So Vince Carter, another really good value card for only about 65 to 70k. Now talking about a really good budget option for actually under 10,000 MT, you can get this Dark Matter Josh Smith for, and I think he's one of the best small forwards in the game. Just in general, he's 6'9" at the 3, 7-foot wingspan. I mean, if you compare him to a card like a Kevin Garnett or Jonathan Isaac, he really doesn't do much worse than those cards. He's just a little bit smaller, only 6'9", compared to those cards being 6'11". But he's got probably a better jump shot than Jonathan Isaac with the De'Aaron Fox base, the Tim Duncan upper on very quick timing. Maybe the SIGs aren't as good, but it's not like Jonathan Isaac has some crazy dribble SIGs, and you're not really moving with Jonathan Isaac like that. And he's also got the tray fade, like he's got that really nice tray fade, which is super good. He's got the quick drops off one, he's got the front clutches, he gets great dunk animations. He also does have pretty much maxed out defensive tendencies. I mean, once again, Jonathan Isaac, a really good small forward, probably better than Josh Smith, but Josh Smith only goes for about 7, 8, 10,000 MT. So another really good value small forward, definitely deserves to be in this top 10. Next card here, though, is going to be Galaxy Big Z. And I think for what he does on the court and what he brings to your lineup, I think you can make an argument he actually is the best value card in the game. And the reason because he's not the best card on this list, but the reason he's about 40-50k, but he can play small forward shooting guard, and he's 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. That just opens up the doors to so many possibilities when it comes to lineups. Because for example, if you wanted to run a smaller lineup, for example, you could go Big Z at small forward, and let's say Lauri Markkanen or Jonathan Isaac at power forward, but essentially they're playing small forward in game because Big Z is going to be guarding the power forward or the center. So I do think that's really nice to have that type of card in your lineup. Can also play shooting guard. So if you wanted to run a Vince Carter, right, you could put Vince at the 2, Big Z at the 3. You got a lot more size on there, and you could really make up for a lot of smaller players like Caleb Martin, right? Caleb Martin, one of the best cards in the game, not including height, because he's only 6'5" at small forward. But then if you have Big Z at the shooting guard spot, Caleb at small forward, now Caleb's essentially playing shooting guard, and that makes him a lot more runnable in game. So I think from that perspective, you know, the ability to run so many more different lineups, be a huge mismatch on the offensive end. I think Big Z has to be in this top 10 and really has the argument for the best value card in my team. Now going on to some more expensive options, obviously got to get you guys those middle price range value cards, the budget options, and then also some more expensive cards that I do think have really good value. And first off here is going to be Dark Matter Ralph Sampson, about 100,000 MT. Sometimes he's in that buy now range at about 90 to 95, 100k. Sometimes he's a little bit more like a bid, 100 to 110k, but he's a 7'4" center, 7'8" wingspan. And the really nice thing about Ralph Sampson and where he brings his most value is his ability to guard these taller center and power forward cards in the game. If you match a Manu Bull, you match a Yao Ming, you match a Rick Smith, you can feel pretty comfortable and confident with Ralph Sampson in your lineup because of his player model, his size, his defense, and also his speed. He's got 85 speed, 85 acceleration. And if you have a pretty decent coach, for example, let's just say you have a pink diamond coach, because you can get them from the all-time spotlights, with a shoe boost you can get Ralph Sampson up to a 95 speed. So he's going to be perfectly fine in the speed category, and I do think is going to be one of the best value cards in my team. Very similar to Ralph Sampson is going to be pink diamond Taco Fall. You can still find Taco for around 150k, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depends when you're checking the auction house, but he's still going to be a 7'6" power forward, 8'2" wingspan, one of the best cards in the game. So you get that really good value from a Taco Fall who just poses so many mismatches, so much like, you know, just stress on your opponent having to guard Taco and having to deal with Taco inside. Especially if you do match up against a smaller lineup, you can really dominate with Taco, and he could be your main focal point on the offensive end. And then just like Ralph Sampson, he has that ability to guard the, you know, Manu Bulls, the Yao Mings, the Rick Smiths, the Ralph Sampsons, right? He has that ability to also guard those giants. And then guys, to round out the top 10 best value cards in my team, I do have Radiant T-Mac, because he's still one of the best shooting guards, still one of the best cards in the game, and he's only about 250k. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. He's 6'8" at the 2, 7'2" wingspan, and after using the Invincible and the Radiant version, yes, the Invincible is a better card, but can you really notice it in game? Not too much. You get a top level shooting guard, a guy that can most likely play pretty much the entire year with such a good jump shot. He's got that height. He's going to be so overpowered for pretty much the rest of my team until we get to the end game cards, and I do think he has extremely good value. But guys, that's going to round out my top 10 best value cards in my team. Let me know in the comment section down below if there's any other cards you guys would include in this top 10. I mean, there's obviously so many other great value cards in my team, but hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.